All right, let's talk about something that's, well, kind of a radical new take on password managers. It's called NodeZero, and its whole promise is right there in the name. Your keys, your vault. You are in complete control. So the big question is, how does it actually pull this off, especially when it comes to getting rid of all the stuff we kind of hate about our current password managers? Let's dive in.
So I want you to just think about this for a second. Every single time you hear about a password manager getting hacked, what's the target? It's always one of two things, right? It's either the master password, that one key to rule them all, or it's the giant central server where everybody's encrypted data is sitting. NodeZero's whole idea starts with this really bold question. What if? What if we just got rid of both? What if those single points of failure just didn't exist?
Okay, so if there's no master password, how do you even get started? Well, it all begins with setting up your first vault. And right from the jump, you've got two different ways you can go about it.
And this is what you see first. Super clean, super simple. You've got two choices: create a new vault or recover an existing one. For now, we're going to walk through creating a new one, but trust me, that recover button is really important. We'll circle back to that in a little bit.
This is where things get really smart. NodeZero basically looks at what you've got and adapts. If you have a hardware key like a YubiKey, boom, you're getting the gold standard. That's a passwordless setup where your key is physically bound to that device. But what if you don't? No problem. For those of us using something like Windows Hello, it has a fallback. You use a secure passphrase or a PIN, and it uses that to create your key. So it meets you where you're at, security-wise, which is awesome.
And here's what that fallback path looks like in practice. It's really transparent about what's happening. See, your face or your fingerprint is just proving that you are the one sitting there. But it's the passphrase you set up that's doing the heavy lifting. That's what's actually generating your powerful encryption key behind the scenes. It's a really clever way to make it work without watering down the security. Okay, stop what you're doing and listen up, because this is, without a doubt, the most important step. You're going to get a 12-word recovery phrase. This is your lifeline. It's not stored on any server. It's not in the cloud. It's only with you. If you lose your phone, your laptop gets stolen, your house burns down, I'm serious. These 12 words are the only way you will ever get your vault back. Write them down. Store them somewhere safe. Do not lose them. All right, so your shiny new vault is set up. But what about the hundreds, maybe thousands of passwords you've got stashed away in your old manager? Well, the good news is moving in is designed to be super, super easy.
And you can see right here they've really thought about this. This is usually the biggest headache when you switch password managers, right? Getting your old stuff in. But look, they've got importers ready to go for all the big ones. Chrome, LastPass, Bitward, and 1Password. This isn't some complicated process. It's literally just a few clicks.
I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than this. Step 1, you export that CSV file from your old password manager. You know the one. Step 2, you just drag and drop it right into NodeZero. And step 3, you get a quick preview to make sure everything looks right, and you hit confirm. That's it. All that anxiety about switching, gone. And there it is, the payoff, that little green check mark. It's more than just an import complete message, you know? It means all your stuff, your entire digital life, is now tucked away, safe and sound, in your new, secure, decentralized vault. That's a really good feeling. And of course, it's not just about importing your old stuff. It's about how it works day to day. It just slides right into your workflow. So you're signing up for a new service, you create a new password, you just right-click, save it to NodeZero, and you're done. It's exactly what you want. It's there when you need it and totally out of your way when you don't. Okay, so here's a big question. We all have a laptop, a phone, maybe a work computer. How do you keep your passwords synced across all of them if there's no central server watching everything? The answer is this really cool system they call privacy points. So you see this thing called a device sync budget. And you might think, oh great, do I have to pay for syncs? No. It's not about money at all. It's all about privacy. The best way to think of these points is like anonymous permission slips. Every time one of your devices needs to sync, it spends a point to get permission from the network, but it does it in a way that nobody knows which device is asking. So how on earth does that even work? The tech behind it is called blind signature tokens. And here's a cool way to think about it. Imagine you write a secret message on a piece of paper. Put it in an envelope with carbon paper on top. You give it to someone to sign. They sign the outside of the envelope, and the signature transfers through the carbon paper onto your secret message inside. They hand it back. Now, you have a message they've officially signed, but they have absolutely no idea what the message says. That's kind of what's happening here. The server validates your token without ever being able to link that specific token back to you. And this, right here, is why all that tech stuff matters.
The traditional way, on the left, is that a central server knows everything. It knows who you are, when you log in, how often you sync. It can build a whole profile on you. But with NodeZero, on the right, the server just sees an anonymous token being used. It knows someone synced, but it has no idea who or when or from where. It's true privacy for your metadata, and that's a huge deal. All right, let's talk about the nightmare scenario, the question that keeps us all up at night. What happens when you lose your phone or your laptop dies? How do you get everything back? Let's see how NodeZero gets you back in control. You know, when you're in a panic because you lost a device, the last thing you need is a complicated process, and this flow is designed to be really calm. You just install NodeZero on your new device, you hit that recover button from the first screen, and this is it. This is the moment you'll thank your past self for writing down those 12 words. You just type them in and let the system do its thing.
So it feels a little bit like magic, right? You type in 12 words and your whole digital life comes back. But what's actually going on under the hood? Well, it's not magic. It's just some really, really clever crypto.
This is honestly the most brilliant part of the whole system. Those 12 words you wrote down, they do two jobs at once. First, they are used to mathematically generate your unique decentralized ID, or DID. Think of the DID as the secret coordinates to find your encrypted vault out there in the cloud. But at the exact same time, those 12 words also generate the one and only key that can decrypt that vault. So your secret phrase is both the map and the key, all in one.
And that gets to the absolute core of it. There is no giant database of users sitting on a server somewhere just waiting to get breached. Your identity isn't stored anywhere. It's summoned into existence mathematically from your secret phrase, only when you need it. It's generated on your device, it does its job, and then it vanishes. It's incredible. Which leads us to this quote from the project, and it says everything. You are your own off server. Think about that. By getting rid of that central point of failure, all of the power, all of the authority gets pushed back to you. You approve your own devices. You hold your own keys. You effectively become the server. So by literally putting the keys and the authority back into your hands, NodeZero really does offer a powerful new way to think about our digital identity. And because it's an open source project, you can go check it out on GitHub and see for yourself how it all works. It kind of leaves you with one big question, doesn't it? In a world where we see data breaches almost every single day, maybe the only server you can ever truly trust is yourself.